y'all? Welcome back to my channel, Serendipity. Today I'm going to react to one woman, 17 British accents. You're going to have to let me know how good she does on the British accents, because obviously I won't really tell. But the fact that she's going to do impersonations of all 17 of them is pretty daring, because I don't even know how people can, you know, impersonate, like, do impressions of another accent. Or, yeah, I don't know. I can barely talk myself, so definitely can't do any type of impersonations. But yeah, let's get into this video. Let's see about these accents.
The UK is incredibly diverse in terms of accents, and it just so happens that I can do many of these accents as my party trick. So come with me as I take you on a guided tour through all of the accents and archetypes of Great Britain. Hi, I'm Siobhan Thompson, and this is Anglophenia, and what I'm speaking right now is RP, received pronunciation, or you know, your standard BBC English. It's spoken across the country, generally by middle, and upper class people. Think of Martin Freeman, Benedict Cumberbatch, or you know, most of the presenters of BBC News. So, good evening, it's 9 o'clock and this is the news, I'm very important.
Yeah, sounds like
heightened RP is generally only spoken on film and television now. So you're gonna think of 𝐂𝐤𝐤𝐞 or the Dowager Countess in Downton Abbey. Oh Gerald, I do love you, but you're so terribly, terribly poor. Now London is the accent that most people have.
That almost kind of sounded like the transatlantic accent. It sounded like you know, like the old Disney movies, like the old Princess Disney movies. That's kind of what that accent sounded like a little bit.
Side of Britain can recognise, you know, that classic lock, stock and two smoking barrels. Get out of my pub! Go on, get out of it! Shut it, you tart! East Anglia is a flat, boggy kind of place with a flat, boggy kind of accent. I love to give you an example of somebody that comes from there that speaks like this, but they all lose this accent as soon as they can. Stephen Fry's from Norfolk, but he doesn't speak like this because he's posh. Here's a kind of classic kind of East Anglia phrase. I done dropped my computer in the fan and it's broken. Now let's go across the island to the West Country, which is a much rounder sound. It's farmland full of sheep and cows and apples. Think of like Sam Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings or Hagrid from the Harry Potter movies. Oh, you bloody kids, get off my land! Or, oh, Mr. Frodo, don't let him turn me into anything unnatural. And then when you go down to Cornwall, it gets a little bit more piratey. So, hoist the mizzenmast, Squire Trelawney. Now, Southern Welsh is this great sing-songy kind of an accent. Think of Tom Jones or Richard Burton. You know, rage against the dying of the light. Bloody hell, I love Dylan Thomas. Northern Welsh is where the...
Honestly, I would love to go to Cardiff just to actually hear somebody talk like that. That sounds crazy.
A Duffy is from. It's a breathier, thicker kind of an accent, and most people from there speak Welsh at home and English is a second language. So, you know, diolch yn fawr. Now, across the country to the West Midlands and Birmingham, it's a very nasal kind of an accent, mostly on account of all the industry that went on in that area. Cat Daly, who presents So You Think You Can Dance, is from there, and so is Ozzy Osbourne, you know, shouting, where's the bloody remote? Yeah, that voice that he does isn't because of drugs, it's just where he's from. Scouse is your classic Liverpool accent. The Beatles are from there and so's Paul McGann. They were also made European Capital of Culture a couple of years ago by the EU, so don't tell me they're not cultured, alright? Up into Lancashire.
Wait, I feel like I've seen a video not recently, I think it was a Scouse accent, where they pronounce chicken, like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Oh, this is gonna be so embarrassing. It's like, chicken, like it's like almost like a growl, almost like a French thing where it's like chicken, something like that. I don't know, but I think that was Scouse that they were like talking about. Yeah, I think.
And you know, think of Christopher Eccleston or most of the cast of the Downstairs in Downton Abbey. Daisy, get those buns out the oven before they burn. Oh, Mr. Bates. So, across the Pennines to Yorkshire, it's a much kind of flatter accent from Lancashire and they cut off a lot of the words. So I'm going to pub up hill, think of Sean Bean from Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones. One does not
I've actually heard a lot of that accent, but just didn't know where it was from.
I
kind of like that accent.
So in
think that's,
Northumberland
like, one
and
of my
Newcastle, they
favorites.
speak in a Geordie accent. So you think of the Geordie Shore or Carol Cole. Remember she.
I think Yorkshire and Geordie is probably my favorite accents. I don't know. I love an accent that just maybe a little hard to understand. Like my favorites here in America are a Cajun accent, like a strong Cajun accent, and then like a strong like Appalachian accent that, you know, this person hasn't left the mountains. Those two are my favorite here in America, and I think Yorkshire and Geordie is my favorite.
Fired from the X Factor because nobody could understand a word she was saying. Or Billy Elliot. All I want to do is dance bally, but me dad makes me box. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland. It's a very soft, maybe a little snooty kind of an accent. Think of Ewan McGregor or Dame Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall. That's 10 points taken from Gryffindor, Mr. Potter. Glasgow is a much thicker kind of an accent. Billy Connolly and Peter Capaldi are both from there.
Wow, now that is a change in accents. That's crazy. Edinburgh to Glasgow is completely different. Let's just see how long it takes. Let's see how long it takes to get from let's see how long it takes to get from Edinburgh. Why isn't it? Okay. Is that it? Okay. It looked a little weird. Okay. Edinburgh. Come on, directions. It's gonna be like, you can't get there. You can't drive to Edinburgh. I can't. Oh, come on. Glass. Scotland. Alright. So, an hour drive. And that is how big. Let me move it because I don't have it where. An hour drive it takes from Edinburgh to Glasgow. And that is a massive. If you got to tell me if she did the accents good, because if she did the accents good, that's two different, completely different accents. Like that's weird. That's crazy.
10 points taken from Gryffindor, Mr. Potter. Glasgow is a much thicker kind of an accent. Billy Connolly and Peter Capaldi are both from there. They cut off a lot of the words, so I haven't any butter, so I've got to go to the shop, you know. And so up to the very north, to the Highlands of Scotland. Think of Amy Pond from Doctor Who, or maybe Sir Robert Burns. The best laid plans of mice and men, gang after glee. Now let's go to Northern Ireland, and it's all about the vowels with the Northern Irish accent, like how now, brown cow.
It kind of sounds like
nasally from there. I've got a very particular set of skills. I know he doesn't say it in that accent in the movie, but it sounds well called, so like. And finally, Southern Ireland is obviously not a part of the United Kingdom, but I can do a Dublin accent, so let's just do it. It's a pretty classic Irish accent with a lot of assonance to it. So Sinead O'Connor's from there. Nothing compares to you.
Wow. I know she didn't even really scratch the surface of how many different UK accents there are, but that's really fascinating, especially like, I don't know, Edinburgh and Glasgow definitely caught my attention on how different it is. It's almost like me driving from here to New Orleans, which it does have an accent. New Orleans is not my accent, not even close. So I guess it's definitely not as big as that, but it's just like going from here. I'm gonna say New Orleans, even though it doesn't take me an hour to get to New Orleans. It's like pretty neighborly to be that big of a difference. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and like always, there's more to come, and I'll see you in the next one.